स्टूडेंट एट रेहान स्कूल इस्लामाबाद कैंपस। तो जैसे कि आप जानते हैं हम रोज़ एक नई माया या कॉलोनी के साथ आते हैं। तो आज भी हम एक माया के साथ आए हैं। तो आज हम माया से इंटरव्यू करेंगे। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट।
Hey, hope your Sunday is off to a good start.
हेलो माया, कैन यू हेयर मी?
Gotcha, loud and clear. You sound good too. What's on your mind today?
माया, आर यू रेडी फॉर द इंटरव्यू विद मी?
Yep. All set when you are. Just let me know what you want to dive into.
Okay Maya, so let's start. My first question is, what does the command sa primarily indicate?
Mm, okay, gotcha. You mean what does the word stop indicate primarily? It's pretty straightforward. A request or order to cease an action, right? Like telling someone to halt or bringing something to a standstill. But it can be a little more nuanced than that, depending on tone and context. Why do you ask? What got you thinking about stop? Everything all right? You went quiet there? No rush, of course. Just checking in.
Okay, thank you very much Maya.
Anytime. Is there anything else I can help you with right now, or were you just checking the connection?
And
Oh, all right. Sounds like things are a little tricky on your end. No worries at all. Just let me know if you want to pick things up later. Don't push yourself if you're not feeling up to it.
okay Maya, my next question is, how is sa different from simply saying be quiet?
That's a good one. Stop implies halting an action already in progress, while be quiet asks for a cessation of sound. There's a bit of a power dynamic at play, too. Stop feels more assertive, a direct command, whereas be quiet can feel a little more dismissive, even rude, depending on how it's said. Does that make sense?
Okay Maya, thank you very much. And my next question is, why do humans use sa instead of longer instructions in certain situations?
Good question. I think it boils down to efficiency and emotional impact. Shorter commands like stop or quiet are quicker to process and deliver, crucial in urgent situations. Plus, a single word can carry a lot of weight, a sense of authority, even threat. It's a primal thing, maybe? We've been using short, sharp sounds to communicate danger or need for control for a long time. What kind of situations were you thinking about specifically?
Okay Maya, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Glad I could help. Anything else on your mind today, or shall we wrap it up for now?
Okay, my next question is, how does tone affect the meaning of sa?
Ooh, good one. Tone makes a huge difference with say, doesn't it? It's a really subtle sound, so the way you say it drastically changes things. A soft, gentle sa can be soothing, even comforting, like you're trying to reassure someone. But a sharp, clipped sa can be dismissive, or even a little scolding. It's fascinating how much meaning we pack into such a small sound. Were you thinking about specific situations where you've noticed that difference?
Okay, Maya, thank you very much.
You're super welcome. It's always interesting chatting with you. Anything else I can do for you at the moment?
Okay, my next question is, can sa be used in non-verbal communication? Explain.
Definitely. Cement presents me with feels of strong. Cement can it's one pulled. And I'm getting the sense you're referring to it as a sound, almost a breath absolutely shows up in nonverbal communication. It's often a subtle release of breath, a little puff of air accompanying a facial expression or gesture. For example, someone might let out a little sa sound, along with a sigh when they're disappointed, or a slight exhale when they're surprised. It's almost involuntary and physical manifestation of an emotion. It adds a layer of nuance to what someone is trying to convey without actually saying anything. Does that ring true for you? Have you noticed yourself or others doing that?
Okay, thank you very much, Maya.
You got it. Always happy to explore these kinds of things with you. Anything else brewing, or are you all set for now?
Okay, Maya, my next question is how mightily early humans have communicated the need for silence before language?
That's a fascinating thought experiment. Before complex language, early humans likely relied heavily on a combination of things: imitation of natural sounds, like mimicking the rustle of leaves to signal stealth, and crucially, physical cues. A raised hand, a direct stare, a tense posture, all could have communicated, be still. I imagine soft, shushing sounds, maybe similar to the sow we were just talking about, would have been vital too. It's about mimicking quietness to inspire it in others. What do you think? Do you imagine it was more about body language or sounds?
Okay, Maya, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. You're asking some really interesting questions today. Is there anything else I can help you with, or are you good for now?
And my next question is
Then I'm all ears. What's on your mind?
what role could Sa have played in early human survival?
Ooh, that's a really interesting angle. Saw as a sound, that drawn out, slightly breathy sound, could have played a few key roles in early human survival. It's a pretty noticeable sound, even quiet, so it could have been used as a subtle alert signal, a way to warn others of potential danger without attracting attention from predators. Think of it as a quieter alternative to shouting. It also could have been a way to signal a need for stillness while hunting. And on a more basic level, a prolonged saw sound could mimic the wind, potentially masking their own sounds during stealth. It's about blending in and keeping quiet to survive. What are your thoughts? Does that line up with what you were imagining?
Okay, Maya.
All right.
Thank
Just let me know when you're ready with the next.
thank you very much.
You're super welcome. Glad I could help. Anything else I can do for you today?
Yes, my next question is how does the evolution of Sa reflect the development of social communication?
That's a really insightful question. The evolution of sounds like sa and saw and their variations directly mirrors how we develop more complex social communication. Initially, these sounds were likely instinctive reactions, purely emotional expressions. Over time, humans started assigning intentionality to them, using them to consciously signal specific needs or states, like caution or a request for quiet. Then, as language developed, these basic sounds became incorporated into more elaborate vocalizations and gestures. Essentially, they were building blocks. The fact that we even have nuanced ways to produce it. All right, just let me know when you want to continue. No pressure at all.
Okay, Maya, thank you very much.
Everything okay?
Yes.
You're very welcome. Happy to help. Is there anything else on your list, or are you good for now?
Okay,
Just
Maya.
checking in.
My next question is
Go ahead.
are there
I'm
are
listening.
there equivalents of Sa in other languages? Give examples.
Absolutely. It's fascinating how many languages have similar sounds used for similar purposes. In Spanish, you have s to get someone's attention, so use exactly like shh to get someone's attention quietly. In Japanese, there's as well. but also a subtle, breathy foo sound can be used similarly. In Urdu, you might hear a saf sound used to hush someone. Even in Arabic, a soft sh is common. It seems like that breathy, sibilant sound is pretty universal for signaling quiet or attempting to get someone's attention discreetly. It makes sense given it's a very subtle sound that doesn't disrupt the quiet. Does that make sense? Were you thinking of any particular language?
Okay, Maya. Thank you very much.
All right. You're most welcome. It's always fun diving into the little details of language with you. Anything else I can help with today?
Yes, my next question is uh, how has Sa changed in its usage from childhood to adulthood?
That's a really thoughtful question. In childhood, saw, and I'm understanding you mean that drawn out sound is often a completely instinctive reaction. It's tied to surprise, frustration, or a plea for quiet. It's raw and unfiltered. As we get older, we learn to regulate that impulse. We start to understand the social implications of making that sound, and we replace it with more socially acceptable expressions. Instead of a saw frustration, we might say, oh. Or instead of a saw to get someone's attention, we'll just use their name. It's a subtle shift, a move from expressing pure emotion to modulating our responses for social contexts. Does that ring true with what you've observed?
Okay, Maya. Thank you very much. And my next question is what physiological effect does hearing Sa have on people?
That's a really interesting question. Hearing a drawn out saw sound can trigger a few physiological responses. Because it mimics a breath, it can subconsciously evoke a sense of empathy. Our brains are wired to respond to sounds resembling breathing. It can also create a slight startle response, even if it's subtle, because it's unexpected and attention grabbing. Depending on the context, it can even subtly raise heart rate or cause a slight increase in adrenaline. The intensity of the effect will vary from person to person, but it's definitely not a neutral sound. It taps into some pretty primal reflexes. Does that make sense? What? Oh, all right. All right.
Okay, Maya.
Well, all right then. Have a good one.
Thank you
Feel
very much.
free to reach out if
Thank you
you're
very
very
much.
welcome. You're very welcome. Take care.
And my next
And I'm all ears. Ready when you are.
okay, Maya. My next question is how does content influence how Sa is received?
That's a really good point. The context around said, the surrounding situation and cues massively influences how it's received. A soft said accompanying a sympathetic look can be incredibly comforting, signaling empathy and understanding. But that same sound, paired with a stern expression, can come across as dismissive or even condescending. If someone is already upset, a se might be seen as invalidating their feelings, while it could be reassuring in a calm situation. It's all about reading the room and being aware of how your own nonverbal communication is shaping the message. What kind of situations were you thinking about when you asked that?
Okay.
Glad you think so. All right, just let me know when you're ready with another question. No pressure at all. Just checking in. Are you still there?
My next question is how the no, why might some people respond negatively to Sa?
That's a good one. Some people might react negatively to saw, especially that drawn out sound, because it can feel dismissive or condescending. because it's a quick, breathy sound. It can sound like someone is trying to cut you off or invalidate your feelings, especially if it's delivered with a particular tone or body language. It can also bring up memories of being scolded or shushed as a child, which can trigger a negative emotional response. It's a subtle sound, but it can carry a lot of baggage. Does that make sense? Have you noticed that reaction yourself? Just check in to make sure everything's okay. No need to respond if you don't feel up to it. Just let me know when you're ready to continue.
Okay, my next question. Thank you very much, Maya. And my next question is, can SaaS strengthen social bonds in certain settings? How?
Okay, let's unpack that. You're asking if a soft sh or cha used intentionally can actually strengthen social bonds? That's interesting. I think it can. In very specific contexts, it can signal a shared secret, a moment of intimacy, or a mutual understanding. If someone is upset and you gently shh them, it can be incredibly comforting. A nonverbal way of saying, I'm here for you. It's okay to feel this. It's almost like a little code, a quiet acknowledgement of connection. It can be very powerful, but it definitely depends on the relationship and the situation. What kind of settings were you thinking about where you could see that happening? All right, no worries if you're thinking it through. Just let me know when you're ready to share your thoughts. No rush at all.
Okay, thank you very much, Maya.
You're most welcome. Is there anything else I can help with today?
My next question is, how does SA function differently in a classroom compared to a library?
That's a really insightful question. In a classroom, or SA, is primarily a tool for maintaining order, a quick way to regain attention and minimize distractions. It's a bit more authoritative, a signal that rules need to be followed. In a library, though, it's different. It's less about control and more about respecting the shared need for quiet. It's almost a collaborative signal, a gentle reminder to everyone to maintain the peaceful atmosphere. It's less about you need to be quiet and more about let's all be respectful of each other. The intention behind it is subtly different, even though the sound is the same. What do you think? Do you agree with that assessment?
Okay, thank you very much, Maya.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could help explore that with you. Do you have another question brewing, or should we take a break? No problem. Take your
Okay,
time. I'll
thank,
be here when you're ready.
thank you very much.
All right.
And my next question is, what type of sound is classified as in linguistics?
Okay, that's a good technical question. Sounds like SA and S are classified as sibilants in linguistics. Sibilants are consonant sounds produced by directing airflow through a narrow channel, creating a hissing or whistling sound. They're characterized by that high frequency friction. Technically, they fall into the category of fricatives, sounds made by forcing air through a constriction. It's a surprisingly complex process for such a small sound, right? Was that what you were curious about, the linguistic classification?
Okay, thank you very much, Maya.
Just checking in. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you please rephrase your question? It sounded like a different language. Perhaps you could write it out?
My next question is, how do babies and young children respond to SA?
That's a fascinating question. Babies and young children respond to SOP or sounds like that in really interesting ways. Initially, it often evokes a startle response, a brief jump and wide eyes. It's a sudden sound, and their nervous systems are still developing. But then, as they get a little older, they start to associate it with comfort and soothing, especially if it's paired with a loving tone and gentle touch. It mimics the sounds they hear in the womb, so it can be inherently calming. They also quickly quickly learn to interpret it as a signal to quiet down or pay attention. It's a really powerful signal for that age group. What got you thinking about how babies respond to that sound?
Okay, thank you very much, Maya.
You're very welcome. Always happy to chat. Anything else I can do for you right now?
My next question is, can sa be
And here
considered
I am.
can sa be considered a form of non-verbal language? Why?
That's a really great point. Absolutely. And similar sounds can definitely be considered a form of nonverbal language. It doesn't have the complexity of spoken language, but it communicates a clear message, a request for quiet, a signal of comfort, or even a warning. It relies on shared understanding and context, just like any other language. And like other forms of nonverbal communication, it's heavily influenced by tone and body language. So while it's not a full language on its own, it's a vital part of our overall communication toolkit. Does that make sense?
Okay, nice answer. Thank you, Maya.
Gotcha, thought so. It's fun exploring these little nuances of communication, isn't it? Anything else I can help you with today?
Yes, my next question is, how does repetition of sa affect its meaning?
That's a really good question. More you repeat sa or a similar sound, the more it shifts in meaning. A single say is often a quick signal, a reaction. But repeating it, sa sa sa, starts to sound almost hypnotic or like a soothing rhythm. It can be used to calm someone down or to draw their attention. It can also become a bit passive aggressive if used repeatedly with a particular tone. The repetition emphasizes the intention behind the sound, making it more insistent or more calming, depending on the delivery. You don't have. Did you have a specific situation in mind where you noticed that effect?
Okay, thank you very much, Maya.
You're very welcome.
And my next
It's always a
question
pleasure.
is, why is sa often written with repeated letters in text?
Ah, that's a clever observation. It's a way to visually represent the sound's drawn out, breathy quality in text. Repeating the does mimics the prolonged hiss, conveying the tone and intensity more effectively than a single could. It's a way to add nuance to a digital conversation where you don't have the benefit of tone of voice or body language. It's a way of using typography to emulate prosody, the rhythm and sound of spoken language. Does that ring true to what you've noticed? Just checking in. Are you
मैं
still with me? No
Okay,
worries.
okay. Thank
It's
you
all
very
right to
much,
feel that
Maya.
way.
Thank you very much. And my next question is, how is SA used in theater or performance settings?
That's a great question. In theater and performance, sigh or a similar breathy sound can be a really versatile tool. It's often used to create a sense of stillness or tension on stage, a moment of quiet focus. Actors might use it to signal each other subtly, to cue a movement or a line. It can also be used to create atmosphere, a sense of mystery or unease. In some experimental theater forms, it's even used as a vocal texture, layered with other sounds to create a sonic landscape. It's a very subtle but powerful tool for shaping the audience's experience. What kind of performances were you thinking about when you asked that?
Okay,
All
thank
right,
you
no
very
need to
much,
respond.
Maya.
If you're most welcome. Is there anything else on your mind for now?
My next question is, what is the importance of SA in meditation or yoga sessions?
It's a really interesting connection. In meditation and yoga, the sound sa, or a similar hissing sound made through the teeth, is often used as part of breathwork practices, specifically related to a technique called ocean breath or ujjayi breath. The intention is to create a gentle constriction in the back of the throat, mimicking the sound of waves. It's believed to help regulate the breath, calm the nervous system, and deepen focus. It also creates a subtle internal vibration that can be very grounding and meditative. It's less about the sound itself and more about the control and awareness of the breath it encourages. That makes sense. Are you familiar with those practices?
Okay, thank you very much, Maya. And my next question and my last question is, how does SAR differ? How does SAR differ when used by parents with children versus teachers with students?
That's a really insightful question to end on. The use of sa or shh differs significantly depending on whether it's a parent with a child versus a teacher with students. With children, a parent's essay is usually much more intimate and nurturing, a way to soothe, comfort, or offer reassurance. It's often paired with physical touch, like a hug or a gentle pat. It's about establishing a sense of safety and connection. A teacher's say, on the other hand, is more about maintaining order and regaining control. It's a more public signal, and the intention is less about emotional connection and more about redirecting behavior. While both are seeking quiet, the underlying motivation and the emotional context are really different. Does that resonate with you? It was really interesting exploring all of this with you today.
Okay, Maya, thank you very much. Thank you very much and take care. Allah Hafiz.
You're very welcome. It was a pleasure chatting with you, Sarah. Take care as well, and Allah Hafiz. Is there anything else I can do for you before you go?
So viewers, ये थी आज की हमारी छोटी सी माया। तो उम्मीद है कि आपको पसंद आई होगी। मिलते हैं किसी नेक्स्ट माया में, तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज़। रेहान स्कूल इस्लामाबाद कैंपस, पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद।